and speed, the battle is tight. Who will rise in the heat of the night? The finish line's near, we're on the edge. Who's taking the crown? Who's falling off the ledge? Mud flies, engines scream, white knuckle drivers chase their dream. Hearts pounding loud and roar, Bob calls it all with a thunderous roar. So thank you again for tuning in tight. BobbethTV, where we live the fight. The engines may cool, but the legend will grow. Till next time, welcome back to the show.
If it's live, you know what that means. We've got another round of racing coming your way on Mud Mule TV. You can see the boys on the track. Let's get over to our other screens. We get some race info up on there. This is Sava USA, the Knuckleheadz iRacing League's grassroots racing series. We've got two mini stocks here at the Lernerville Speedway. It's still about, I've got the hiccups. So about 9 minutes in, sorry, not 9 minutes, about 6 minutes in practice to go before we get over to qualifying. Let's get down to the track and have a look at some of these times. So about 12 cars registered. Josh Roberts is our quickest driver so far, 17.661, 17.729 for Dawson Potter. Wayne Bridges has got 17.750, 17.800, and 17.802 for Brett Vanderwood and Michael Davis. God Slayer, how you going, brother? Welcome in. Twitch is alive. Still got, as I say, about 6 minutes before we get to the actual commentary racing sort of things. I went live a bit earlier today. Tried to make sure everything was running smoothly. And it is. Mostly been hungover for 6 hours now. Yeah. Wait, that means you stopped drinking at around 3 o'clock this morning. What did you stop for? You should have just kept going. Demetrius Pride over at Facebook. Thanks for the follow. Ryan Nesbitt, thanks for the follow earlier today, just before we went live. Big party. Who drinks on a Monday night? Jesus. I haven't drank on a Monday night in ages. I'm not judging. I used to love it. Big party person. Morning. New York, North America. I saw N and I was in New York. North America, no, that makes sense. That does make sense. There are other time zones in the world, Bob, not just the Australian one. Well, I hope it was a good drive. Oh, it's Father's Day. No, that's next week. Next week's Father's Day. What was the occasion? Actually, there are some birthdays I did see on the faces this morning. Let me have a quick look at that. I think it's, is it Randy's birthday? Randy saw past Randy Dixon. He's not out on the track here today, but Randy Dixon, I believe it was his birthday yesterday or today. Darren Martinez, Zip Chat Play. Darren Mart on YouTube. Big friend of the president. I just saw the word president. So of the channel. My God, Bob. Wake up. I made his home, graduated from college, so we've just been... Excellent. Awesome. Shotguns galore. Dave Thomas, welcome to the stream. Thanks for the like, brother. So we've jumped up from 12 to 13 cars. Still got that standard top 5. Brett Vanderwood's back there as well as Mike Davis. I know, I think we got those. So we have to bring up some other names because I think Kent McLean's a new one in that top 5. Brett Vanderwood, 17800, 17802 for Mike Davis. Kelly McKellen's got an 18002 and 18026 for Travis McDonald. Matthew Landon, Henry Roslowski, 18197 and 18636. Let's get over to the Discord and have a quick look at some points. They were updated this morning. Night 1 of week 8. All right, Mike Moniz is our new points leader, 206 points, 202 for Travis McDonald, 177 and 165 for John Bennett, Brian Andrew, John Bennett. Mike Davis is back there on 152. There's a couple of guys on 151 as well. So for those of you that have been here since the start, John Bennett has been the more dominating driver of the series. 15 plus winners in this competition, though, has meant that as we get to the tail end, he has fallen off the field just from some of those races he hasn't been involved in. I'm taking a rest from alcohol, though. Yeah, I used to do it. Yeah, yep. Oh my God, my 20s were so much fun. I like a lifestyle where you have to take a rest from something. If you're doing it that much and you've got to take a rest from it, it's you're having fun. But when I was working, I've always worked in call centers and like phone company environments, not necessarily always customer service, but within that sort of space. And notoriously big party people, those youngins in call centers. And yeah, geez, trying to keep up with them for like the last 4 years of my partying time frame was quite fun. Only about a minute left in practice into the last sort of drivers coming in. Kelly McKellen, thanks for the share. Appreciate you, brother. Oh shit, congrats on promo, by the way. Well, thanks, man. Appreciate it. It has been a bit of a grind, but that has been the journey. That's the path I wanted to take. So finally there. For those of you wondering what we're talking about, obviously some of you may know that I have a fairly strong online presence when it comes to my time lately. And I volunteer in a 5am roleplay server called Fat Duck Gaming, GTA roleplay server. And just recently became senior admin, so working my way up through the team, which is good. Chad Putterball says, good luck, boys. See you tomorrow night. He will be back for the... let's have a look. What is tomorrow night's race? Tomorrow night's race is, of course, going to be... the Dirt Street Stocks at Volusia. Mike Moniz liking it as well. Appreciate it, brother. Good luck out there, lads. Practice has ended, so we're about to throw over to qualifying. That looks like Kent McLean, first guy out there. Henry Roslowski, Tom Land, Dawson Potter is also there. There's Tom Land. Thanks for the lurk, God. Appreciate it, brother. That is the 5 machine of Henry Roslowski on our screens there. Josh Roberts, good luck out there, brother. Do we see you on the race list? We do. That's right. You want quick time in practice. Good luck. A number of other cars have joined this race right at the tail end of practice slash start of the qualifying. As we start to see some times coming in, 76.71 at one end, 18 at 4.55 at the other. Wayne Bridges, the 92 machine. There's the 44 Dawson Potter. The 8 car of Brent Vanderwood, Yoda Outlaws. Brian Angel just took out second place with his time. Teammate to Brent Vanderwood. So Brent 17.853 is his quick time. 17.846 was Brian Angel's. That's Matthew Land as well, the 091 Mustang. As it looks like he is heading down to the picnic tables. Oh no, that's the pit entrance, Bob. So 14 drivers have officially registered. Leo Giacondo, the only car not out on the track with a time so far. Oh, no, Leo is out on the track. There's Travis McDonald, our second in points. Championship driver. He's got 17 at 7.29. That's going to push Josh Roberts down to third, back him into second. There's Leo. Leo Giacondo hasn't yet got a time on the board. Still got a couple of minutes to go, so we'll see what happens. All right, looks like we get that first heat set up for our heat racing. Let's get down to the grid to have a look and see who is going to be on the field. It's going to be Kent McLean and Brian Angel on that front row. Bam Motorsports versus Yoda Outlaws. Wayne Bridges versus Mike Menez on that second row. Matthew Land will be on that third and final row. I just need to check something, see if it's worked. There we go. We've got our race numbers back on our track map. Should probably save that. All right, Heat 1, Lernerville Speedway, Savi USA, Knuckleheadz iRacing League's Grassroots Racing Series, Brian Angel, Kent McLean, Wayne Bridges, Mike Menez, Matthew Land. Let's get Heat 1 underway. Kent McLean off to a great start there. Brian Angel up high. Wayne Bridges, Mike Menez, Matthew Land. Three heats here tonight, so every third row will be decided in this heat, from the pole to fourth to seventh to 10th, so on and so forth. A great look back from Mike Menez's case in third place, trying to hold off that charging Matthew Land, son of Tom Land, Motorwear International sponsor. Just 2 laps to go in the Heat 1 race of the Lernerville Speedway round of the Dirt Mini Stocks here for Knuckleheadz iRacing League's Grassroots Racing Series. Our current race leader is Kent McLean. He won his race, the first race yesterday, come third in the second race, so he's having a bit of a dominating week this week as we get to the white flag lap. As Kent comes around 3 and 4 for that last time, he is going to get that checkered flag. All right, that is Heat 1 dusted. We'll just await the results. There we go. Wayne Bridges in 5th. Get Outlaws driver Brian Angel 4th. Looks like that was Mike Moniz in 3rd. No, Matthew Lansbury in 3rd. Team Southern Sim driver Mike Moniz in 2nd. In fact, BAM Motorsports driver Ken McLean will line up pole position on the grid for our feature race. The grid for our second race here, second heat race. Travis McDonald and Brent Vanderwood on that front row. Kelly McCallan and Dawson Potter on that second row. Leo Giacondo will be on that third and final row. All right, off we go and racing. Travis McDonald, Brent Vanderwood, Dawson Potter, Kelly McCallan, Leo Giacondo. Heat 2 is underway. I forgot to hit my camera button. Travis McDonald, Brent Vanderwood, Dawson Potter, Kelly McCallan, Leo Giacondo. They are pretty close to the gap there in that middle pack, though. Got the 8 and the 44 battling it at half a second and third place. The 88 only just has a decent lead up high there to keep that car up front. The 48 gets a bit loose, Kelly McCallan. As we get to the last lap of the first half of our heat race racing, we are almost 9 laps in. At the end of this lap, it'll be 9 laps in. 9 laps remain. 3 in this one, another 6 in our third heat race, and then we'll get to our feature races. This is the line Brett Vanderwood's trying to take to close that gap on Travis McDonald there. See the gap Brent's managed to build up behind in front of Dawson Potter there, about a second lead over him. He's still about half a second behind Travis with a lap and a bit to go. So looks like this will be the potential finishing order for this heat. It's the white flag lap begins. Oh my God, Bob. There's our Heat 2 done and dusted. Let's get over to those results. These boys jumped their way over some fences. All right, 5th place was Dawson Potter from KHR. Leo Giacono in 4th. Modiga Mafia's Kelly McKellen in 3rd. Yoda Outlaws Brent Vanderwood in 2nd. And Travis McDonald wins Heat 2 and will line up alongside Ken McLean on that front row. Who's in our 3rd and final heat tonight here, guys? Let's have a look. It's going to be Josh Roberts and Tom Land, Mike Davis and Henry Roslowski for car field. This one's going to be a doozy. All right, looks like this one is about to get going. Off we run. Oh, cameras. Side by side, the 42 and the 91. Tom Land, Josh Roberts, Motor International, J&J Motorsports. Josh Roberts in the Days of Thunder, Mellow Yellow Machine. You see my beautiful face on the 3rd place car there, Mike Davis, repping that beautiful mug of mine. So it's going to be Tom Land, Josh Roberts, Mike Davis, Henry Roslowski as we come around for the second last time in to 3 and 4. One more lap around the track. We've still got the dirt midgets, so it's a bit of a midget day, a bit of a smaller car day today. We've got the mini dirt street stocks, and then of course the wingless midgets coming up second here tonight. There it is, checkered flag. Why isn't the results? Oh, there we go. That's why the results weren't working. All right, results for this race. Henry Roslowski came 4th. Modigi Mafia's Mike Davis in 3rd. J&J Motorsports Josh Roberts in 2nd. And Motor International driver Tom Land in 1st place. All right, we know that Mike Moniz, I believe. I'm just going to have another quick look at the points here. Yes, Mike Moniz is our points leader. So let's get to the grid so we know where everyone is because they are already rolling out on the track. All right, Ken McLean and Travis McDonald will be on that front row. Tom Land will have Josh Roberts move up next to him on that second row. Third row, Brent Vanderwood and Kelly McKellen. Fourth row is going to be Matthew Land and Brian Angel. Mike Davis and Henry Roslowski on that fifth row. Sixth row is going to be Leo Giacondo and Dawson Potter. Wayne Bridges. Mike Moniz will round out that seventh and final row. All right, off we go. And racing 35 laps, Lernerville Speedway, dirt mini stocks. Knuckleheadz iRacing League's Grassroots Racing Series. This is week 8, night 2 of this 11-week extravaganza. Griff the Merciless. Bob, you bobbing bobber. Griff, you griffing griffer. Welcome, brother. Don't think the blurps thing works properly over this side with Streamlabs. I've really just got to bite the bullet and move everything over to OBS like I frickin' said I was going to do. So I can hear the cool music songs and alerts and things like that. But Ken McLean, Tom Land, Travis McDonald, Kelly McKellen, Brent Vanderwood, the top 5. Let's get our sexy cams down on the track as we get this one underway. Brian Angel, Mike Davis, Dawson Potter, Wayne Bridges, Henry Roslowski, the top 10. Matthew Land, Mike Beniz, Josh Roberts, Leo Giacondo, the 10 to the 11 to 14. Oh, first caution.
One thing that
Oh.
every good soldier knows. The only thing that counts in the end is power. Naked, merciless force.
Naked, merciless force. There it goes. It comes through. Everything's working. Holy shit, stuff is working. Don't touch a thing, Bob. Do not touch a thing. That's all good. I turned off the autoplay from my walk-on, so just go off when I sneak in for a lurk. Yeah, I can't even rely on Bok. So I used to be able to rely on StreamerBot. You go over to StreamerBot, have a look at the viewers, and will give me a bit of a clue as to who was lurking. But I don't believe that's working correctly. Otherwise, you're the only person lurking at the moment. And Godslayer, who was lurking earlier, has decided to shut me down. And yeah, what? Fuck no. We appreciate any and all support. I'm joking. All right, we are racing again. Lap 6 of 35. I've got to get off the fancy cams. Never been accurate for me, nor the Twitch viewer list, but sometimes it's best not to know. Lurkers hate to be called out. Yeah, I suppose that is probably a good point. Like, lurkers are going to lurk, and if they didn't want to lurk, they'd be talking in the chat. Get the fanny cams on. Mate, I have been all over the place here today. What was it? We were on the white lap flag, and it was the white flap lag. Other things like that. Oh, another caution has come out. All right, let's do my job. See if we can't roll back and see who this might have been. Looks like it's Travis McDonald, second in our points championship. the 88 machine there, orange and blue, most exhaust and repair machine. Let's have a look. Looks like Tom Lamb was coming up the track a little bit. He got out of the way, so it wasn't that. There's Mike Manise in front of him, the 42 as well. Just went to set, but if you're a little bit high on that track, the car will slide a little bit as you set naturally, and that's going to take him up over the line and get that yellow flag happening. Sorry, I just read Griff's comment in sort of the back, like in my mind as I was doing that, and that threw me for a loop. And used to know a chick with white flap lag. Yeah, I've had a coffee. I've only had a couple of drags on a cigarette because I got in trouble for smoking in the bedroom this morning. Naughty, naughty. Apparently the smoke got up into the main bedroom and the boss lady was coughing, so I got in trouble. So I haven't really gone through the paces of waking up properly yet with my normal processes. But I figured this race would move along. We'd have a bit of a break between the two races, so to speak, and I'd be able to get myself sorted. But we'll have to wait and see how this one goes. All right, green flag is off and running lap 9 of 35. Ken McLean, Brian Angel, Dawson Potter, Kelly McKinnon, Brent Vanderwood is the 5. No, Wayne Bridges moves on the 5. Brett Vanderwood, Josh Roberts, Henry Roslowski, Tom Land, and Mike Davis the 10. Travis McDonald, Mike Manise, Matthew Land, Leo Giacondo. It's your bedroom, tell the guys social speed. Yeah, look, there's certain battles you fight, and some you just laugh about in the privacy of your own bedroom. Oh, Tom Land getting a bit high on that burn there. Manages to hold on to it, though. Keep that one running. He is currently in 8th spot. He's there with Brett Vanderwood, Josh Roberts. Oh, it looks like there goes Tom there. We jinxed him into the pit wall. The iRacing generally won't call the caution on a pit wall exit. Sorry, crash up there. Just purely because it's the line out of the pits onto the track, so the track doesn't recognise it as a troublesome spot. But we've got a caution here. Give me one moment. Just go grab that bottle of water I didn't grab before. Thank you for the, I think it was a like or a share. Let's have a look. Tim Brown, welcome to the stream, brother, Facebook. Thank you for the like. It's all about compromises, Griff. Do what they want and then do what they tell you. It's all about compromise. Oh. Got to look anyway, not been to bed yet. Oh, here I am thinking you were just getting ready to do some arc shit after the races here today, but nah, you're just here to tease me and then go to bed. All right, I'll see you tonight. Well, morning, whenever. I'll see you in like 8 hours-ish. Appreciate you. All right, pace truck is going to leave the track. We're going to get this one back underway. 3 cautions, I believe, so far. Ken McLean, Brian Angel on that front row. Dawson Potter and Kelly McKellen second. Third row is Wayne Bridges and Josh Roberts. Travis McDonald and Brett Vanderwood on that 4th row. 5th row is going to be the Mikes, Mike Manee, Mike Davis, Henry Roslowski and Matthew Rand on that on that 6th row. And Tom Land and Leo Giacondo on that 7th row. Matthew Land, Tom Land, father-son duo. Unfortunately not knackered, mate. Should have gone a bit early like I did last night. Should just go to my schedule. Oh, a bit of contact up the front between Brian Angel and Kent McLean. Going to keep it green and moving, though. Oh, the 5 car has left the track. That's Henry Roslowski. He's going to roll his way down onto the track. That will bring out our latest caution, though. The turns 3 and 4 proving tricky to stay on. Should have sat up later and watched some Eddie Izzard. Oh, man, Susie Eddie Izzard, mate. Come on, have some respect. I didn't realise that's what you guys did. I mean, I wouldn't have stayed up later to watch it, but it was shit anyway. I went to bed, got to sleep pretty quickly, and still had a shit night's sleep. So, but I won't be on Arc tonight. I got gang shit to worry about tonight, so we might have to maybe do some late Arvo stuff or something. Probably, I might just jump on and do some runs. All right, looks like we're going to get this one back underway. Lap 16, that just about coming to a close. We'll get our first full speed lap back up again. Blah, 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 blah. That's too good. I was going to try and 100% Sleep Dogs anyway, and Shrubs was I was on about a night off Arc 2. Cool. Works out well then. All right, looks like another caution has come out as quickly as this one got started again. Lernerville proving to be quite the tricky track. Yep, nice. We'll reconvene on Wednesday. In that case, I will just go back to bed after the races today, have a little afternoon nap. All right, starting to get these cars lined back up to get this one back underway. It's going to be lap 18 when we do. Looks like it is Brian Angel and Kent McLean on that front row. Pace truck's getting ready to go already. So Brian Angel, Kent McLean, Josh Roberts, Mike Manise, Travis McDonald, Matthew Land, Mike Davis, Kelly McKellen, Tom Land, Brent Vanderwood, Leo Giacono, Henry Roslowski, and Wayne Bridges. 13 cars still on the track. Looks like Dawson Potter, the 44, has retired, injured. So just 13 cars remaining, 14th spot locked in. Another caution. Looks like the 48, Kelly McKellen, left the track this time. Night, sweet dreams, and all of that stuff, Griff. Oh, actually, before we do, not before we do, screw it. I'll wait for him to leave so he doesn't get the, get to see me do this kind thing. But I'll give Griff, I don't know why I hadn't already. I did have a button that used to do this, but I don't have it set up at the moment. But go check out Griff the Merciless. Like I say, he's been playing Sleeping Dogs Definitive Edition. Streams a lot of cool games, Hitman, and a bunch of others. And I've known him for years. Great guy. Go follow him. Check him out. Pardon moi. they've got new sponsorship opportunities. Oh, I do. A couple of games they could play. Ooh. All right, Ken McLean, our race leader, is going to leave the track and call out our latest caution. He's going to move Brian Angel and Mike Manise up into the race lead, I believe. Tim Brown, should I? Well, mate, look, you're not here for this race, so that just automatically means yes, you should show up for the next race. Tim L. Brown, the 429 machine in the chat. We've got Dirt Midgets. What is it? I think it's Dirt Midgets at Volusia. Maybe. No, Huset Speedway. Midgets at Huset. So yeah, by all means, man, show up and represent. All right, looks Brian Angel, Josh Roberts is at the front row. We see Travis McDonald and Mike Mediz on that second row. Third row is Leo Joe Condo, Mark Davis, Kellen McKellen, and Henry Roslowski on that fourth row. Fifth row, Wayne Bridges, Brent Vandal, Tom Land, Matthew Land on that sixth row. Seventh Land is going to low. Line is going seventh row, 17th row. Oh my God, Ken McLean's at the rear of field. Oh, big contact there. The 114 Leo Giacondo and I believe the 5 of Henry Roslowski. That's going to bring out probably our quickest caution yet. Let's get a quick caution count. Lernerville, normally you expect around 6 or 7 just because it's a tricky track. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We just hit our 8th caution. So not a big issue with Lernerville, as I say. Off we go again and racing. Josh Roberts, Brian Angel up the front. Looks like Mike Ministros, Mike Davis, Kellen McKellen, Wayne Bridges, Tom Land, Kellen McLean, Brett Vanderwood, Matthew Land, Henry Roslowski, and Leo Giacondo. Looks like Dawson might have had some internet issues. He's back in this race. The 5 car, though, has come to another stop. Tim Brown is going to be at the Midgets race. Excellent, Tim. Good choice, brother. Standridge. Back in second, guys. All right, I wonder how many cautions they'll go before they choose a single file. I'll have to wait and see. Off we go, and racing. Brian Angelo, race leader. Travis McDonald, Josh Roberts, Mike Benitez, Mike Davis, the top 5. As we try and get this one back under green flag at racing conditions. A number of cautions here at Lernerville Speedway have caused a few concerns, but they were expected. Lernerville is a harsh mistress. Oh, the 48 getting a bit loose there. Looks like he's going to recover it just in time. Kelly McKellen back there in 11th place. Great view off of Tom Lands at race car there. He's right in the middle of that pack. He's in 7th place. He's got 7 cars behind him, 6 in front of him. We'll be looking to move in that forward direction past some of those cars. Brett Vanderwood, Mike Davis, Mike Benitez trying to get himself into that top 5. Quite the green flag run, this extended restart. Paul Fallon has subscribed on YouTube. Thank you, Paul. Welcome to the group. Let us know who you're here to watch. We'll make sure they get highlighted. This, of course, the Knuckleheadz iRacing League's Grassroots Racing Series exclusively on Mud Mule TV via BobbethTV, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. Very much considering bringing Kick into the situation. I've seen some good things about Kick in terms of if you're trying to make it on Twitch. It seems a little bit faster and easier on Kick. I am partner affiliate, on Twitch. So I'm not sure what they do with Kick and stuff like that. So I have to have a look into it. But I'm really thinking of expanding out to that 4th place, just to keep that coverage alive. 91 and the 99 there almost come into contact. 5th and 6th place, Mike Davis and Tom Land. There's another little bit of contact. Oh, the 114 gets completely turned by the 30. The 91 into the 92, into the 99. The only person that gets around all of that is the 75 of Ken McLean. I wonder how many positions he managed to grab in that. Looked like 3 or 4, but it just depends on when that yellow flag came out. We watched that one live. All right, off and racing, lap 33 of 35. Only a couple of laps left. We'll try and stay up at the front with this one. See if Travis McDonald, Josh Roberts can battle it out for second and third. Can Brian Angel for Yoda Outlaws in the Mr. Clean Machine run this race to the conclusion and get that checkered flag? 2 laps to go. Running a very bob line in, tight on 1, float up on 2. Sort of similar on 3 and 4, but if I'm feeling brave, I'll stay up high and try and do this, because you do get spat out and just shot down that straightaway very quickly. White flag lap. We are about to have a finish. Henry Roslowski has retired a couple of laps ago, so there's 13 cars still on the track. See how many of those are going to carry over for the Midgets race at Huset Speedway coming up next. As the checkered flag is out, last couple of cars get over that start-finish line, and we await our results. All right. Still waiting on said. There they go. As soon as I start talking about them, up they pop. All right. So we know that Henry Roslowski was 14th. Travis McDonald, 13th. Leo Giacondo finished in 12th. Tom Land, 11th. Matthew Land in 10th. And Yoda Outlaws driver Brent Vanderwood in 9th. Holy crap. Something destroyed in the background there. Mo Digging Mafia's Kelly McKellen in 8th. KHR's very own Dawson Potter in 7th. Bam Motorsports Kent McLean in 6th. Privateer Wayne Bridges in 5th. And we had Mo Digging Mafia's Mike Davis in 4th. Mike Manise team for Team Southern Sim Racing in 3rd. J&J Motorsports Josh Roberts in 2nd. But Yoda Outlaws teammate Brian Angel takes out the victory here tonight. Let's get his deets up on the screen for a quick chat before we throw over to the Midgets. All right. Let's get up to that Discord. Where's KHR? There it is. There it is. There it is. All right, let's get some points. Oh, that could very well move Brent up into... no, Brian. Sorry, it's Brian we're looking at, not Brent Vanderwood. Brian Angel. All right, and as if by perfect timing, we walk in the door together. I get to hold the door open because I am a gentleman, and I do that for our winners. Mr. Brian Angel, congratulations. Shout out Outlaws getting it done here tonight in what looked like it was going to sort of go a couple of different ways in terms of race lead, race finish. Kent McLean looking very strong out there tonight, but Lernerville, harsh mistress. I always come in with an over-under of about 6 to 7 cautions based on what I would expect from, say, a race group. How did you think it went out there tonight? I think it was about 7 or 8 cautions in the end. I feel like a standard Lernerville race, but a good race nonetheless.
Yeah, I mean, it went really well. I mean, the track started drying out and people trying different lines. I mean, it's a fast track. Just had to keep your momentum up. But I mean, I can't believe that's what happened to Ken. I just knew he was going to win it, and I was just going to settle for second. But just at any given minute, any of those guys could strike you and just run away with it. They're all really fast.
Yeah. Now, Mike Benitez, he's one of the points leaders. Travis McDonald was up there for a long time as well. He had some unfortunate results in the race, and then I think he stopped maybe a lap early in terms of the finish, and I think a lot of people got past him, so that's not going to help that points chase. But yourself, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, you're just outside the... No, I keep getting you and Brent mixed up, I think. Oh, no, there you are. You're in third. You're in third points. So obviously a little bit off the lead, about 25 points off the lead, but with Travis McDonald falling down, back down behind you, Josh, John Bennett was another one that you've managed, like we said a few times in the few times we have had a chat, one time, sorry, back in week 3. I surmised that while John was having a good consistent run, that it was going to be about now where we would start to see a lot of the other guys sort of nip at his heels or possibly take that position. And we've seen him drop to fourth. You've moved up into third. Mike and Travis, like I mentioned, are battling it out for that championship, but it's only going to take those two battling it out and having sort of undesired results a couple more times for you to really close that 20-point gap. Um, have you looked at the schedule coming up and sort of gone, you know what, I feel like I'm confident in a couple of these races?
I glanced at it, but I didn't really, pay that much attention to it. Which I love the 358s and the big blocks and the UMPs, but
Yep.
I enjoy driving all of them. Learning them and doing stuff like this, and especially racing with these caliber of gentlemen in this league. I mean, like I said, at any given minute, you just think you're winning, and one of them will fly past you. So
Most certainly, yeah. It's never locked in until that checkered flag, and you could have a race where two-thirds of it you're just fighting yourself the entire time, and then something will happen and you'll find yourself in a position. And these guys, yourself, anyone, it doesn't matter who's up there. A lot of these guys will capitalize on those opportunities. And you just can't risk it. You can't. You've got to be on your game on the restarts. You've with Lernerville. I noticed you run a very similar line to the way I run it, which is nice and low in one. You get that sort of mini drifter slide line up out of two, and you can sort of have that high run into three and four. And I find that I don't lose too much speed with that slide. You sort of just slide nicely along the hill and get a good takeoff. Were you finding that that was a good line for you tonight? I noticed that was the line towards the end, that last restart especially. Was that the line that was working for you? That low in one and two, low in one, high out of two, and sort of just riding where you needed to in three and four?
yes, sir. Yes, sir. I tried running the high side behind Kent, running the high side on both
Yep.
turns, but I kept noticing him just kept pulling away from me, and I was like, well, I need to force myself back down there and try to not to lose momentum.
Yep.
So you just have to hit it just right. But yeah, I've watched Kent do it, and I was like, man, he was just running away with it, and I got all these heavy hitters coming behind me. I just need to get down there and just run it. So
Yeah, no, I did when I first came into iRacing and discovered it and went, you know what, I like this. I'm going to join a league. The very first league I joined, um, and also where the whole Mud Mule family was born from, so it sort of was meant to be. But 2.5 seasons at Lernerville was a 12 race season, 12 race seasons. We did 2.5 seasons before the place imploded and a lot of us left and sort of went on. They sort of wanted to bring in, they wanted to be a bit more high profile. So they started bringing in those guys that you normally see win the big money races and stuff like that. And we bounced. But 12 and a half weeks, that's 30 races at Lernerville. You learn it pretty damn quickly. So I do enjoy it. It is a fun track. Um, and situations like this with KHR, where they put different cars on these tracks, cars you're not normally expected to, or come along in race series, whether it's official or standard sort of league divisions. So you do get to test yourself. You do get to get some of that knowledge passed down. So guys like Tom Land, not here tonight, but Chris Standridge, John Bennett, guys that are amazing in sprint cars. So you know that, okay, watch them in those. There's guys like yourself and a few of the other boys. Chris Standridge is another one. Mods, UMPs, 358s. There's always someone to watch in the race, and now especially with the qualifying change, how you can actually go out and qualify with other people on the track. You can see those runs. You can learn. And you guys aren't, you're not protective. You don't gatekeep. It's not like you go, all right, I'm going to teach you everything I know, everything you know, but not everything I know. It literally is like, ah, man, you almost got me there. If you'd done this, or if you'd caught me on this part and done that, you would have got that moment. And like you're literally giving guys the tools to beat you, but that's what makes everyone better, including yourself.
yes, I mean I agree. I could not thank the guys in Knuckleheads for, like I said, Welkin and Brent, myself, and Michael in
Mm.
here. They've showed us a lot, taught us a lot, and with up due respect, I mean I just can't thank each and every one of them enough. They're just a good group of guys.
No, it's always great when the seasons start, or even just into a season. The like I've lost count of how many seasons, like traditional seasons I've done for these guys, but they're always picking up new people. They're only losing people if they're not. the right people for the track or for the team for the racing, and that hasn't had to happen for a long time. We've had people sort of leave because of restrictions on iRating cap, but those guys have gotten better throughout that time. It's time for them to move on and advance their game elsewhere, so to speak. So it's a testament. It's a testament to the guys that they attract. So good, congratulations and thank you to the Yoda Outlaw boys. But the fact that they're able to still attract you sort of people and get good drivers in and not have those win at all costs sort of leagues or teams, it is it's yeah, big ups to them. But once again, it's more to do with you guys, the guys that are coming in that are coming in and showing others what it's like to enter a league, midway into a division or partway into a competition and just settling in and doing your thing and becoming a part of the group and still maintaining competitiveness and all of that. No, the Yoda Outlaws boys have been awesome, and I think just as much props to go out to the Knuckleheadz guys. You guys deserve just as much. Now, the practice session, I think is just about over, if I'm not mistaken. So I better let you get over to that. Before we do, and we throw over to that ourselves. Obviously, you've thrown out a few thanks. It's a good segue. Who else do you need to give a shout out to for making everything that we get to do possible?
Man, first and foremost, thank the Lord above for letting us do this. The Yoda guys, we started this a long time ago and just having fun with it. 3B chassis, gotcha shocks, Butler seats. Shout out really goes to Brent Vanderwood, who paints all of our cars. He's one of those guys I could call him last minute and change up a design, and before I know it, it's there. So just to give a big shout out to all those guys.
That definitely, and that's another thing that I do like. It's not just the racing on the field that we've sort of seen handed down. We've seen a lot of skin guys, a lot of it's started for me with Mike Moniz. He seemed to be the main sort of guy, but then a lot of other people have sort of picked up tips and tricks and have become, started doing their own raps or started collaborating and becoming a part of it. And yeah, these cars, they look great each and every week, even when it's the themed ones. We might have a throwback week or race what you find in the backyard race. I think we had one time in the barn. We had like a barnyard race, and there's so many great rusted cars and cars with like gaffer tape on the side. And it's brilliant. It's like I always say each and every week. I will ride your coattails and broadcast you guys as long as I can because look, I reckon there's plenty out there that think they're just as good, if not better. But there's no one better out there. This is the league. It's good.
Uh,
12 to 17 car counts each week. It's healthy racing. There's always laughing. There's no. Well, you can tell me when was the last time there was any sort of outburst?
I honestly I can't remember.
Exactly. Yeah.
Not with this group. I mean, just if people get into each other, they're the first to apologize, and or things are going to happen on the track. Some nights are going to be good, some nights are going to be bad. Um, but it is what it is. One shout out I'd love to give to Bob is to you for all the work you do for us, and do all your live streams. We couldn't do this without you, man.
Oh man, look, as I say, I appreciate the guys for bringing me on board, and it's just been a fit since day one. So yeah, like I say, it's whenever anyone messages me and goes, "Hey man, you available these days?" and I'm like, "I'm always available. I'm not available Sunday, Monday, Tuesday nights American ever." Um, but in saying that, I'll always sort of go, "Hey guys, I've got this coming at me for Thursday nights or for Sunday nights or whatever," and I'll almost certainly make sure that if there's any plans that the Knuckleheadz guys have, that we fit them in because like Josh said yesterday in his interview, we've both grown so much since we both joined up, and I would not be doing what I'm doing in the position I'm doing it and the way that we're doing it without you boys. So no, big shout out to you guys. As I say, I jokingly say I'll ride your coattails. But I honestly mean it. It is you guys are the talent, and I'm just the lucky bugger that gets to sit here and watch it every day and get paid to do so. So, no,
Well, thank
awesome.
you, sir. I appreciate it.
No, appreciate you boys just as much. Best of luck out there in the midgets. We're at Huset Speedway. I'm not familiar with this track too much, so it's going to be a good one. Looks like we've got about the same field plus some extra guys coming over. So, yeah, good luck with practice. Hope you get a good qualifying time and a good run in the heats, and we'll go from there.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. All right, and as we get this race screen, I just thought I could quickly load into the other race screen and get it up and running while we're doing the interview, try and minimize the amount of downtime that we experience. Why don't we have any race sound all of a sudden? Let me just check something. No, don't exit wizard. Just go back. Yes. Oh, that was exit wizard. Okay, no, that's all good. That's all good. Oh, it's the cams. We're on chopper cam. That's why. All right. So as you can see on our screens, the grassroots racing series for Knuckleheadz iRacing League is going to continue. We're moved over to the Brandon, USA, Huset Speedway Dirt Midgets for our second of 2 races here today. Just one more in the racing week to go for our 5-race racing week. We are currently in practice, so let's get down to the track, get some times and leaderboards up on our screen. And BobbethTV will just take a short break. So, yeah, enjoy this practice, guys. I'll be back soon. All right, we are back and live in qualifying. Tom Land, quick time 12.569. Oh, excuse me, that cough came out of nowhere. Could not prepare for it. 12.798 though, considerably over 2/10 slower in second. So there's a lot of either Tom Land is going to be dominating here tonight, or there is still a bit of room for some of these qualifiers. There's still 3 cars to go, 14 car field. So there is a lot of room. Brett Vanderwood, Travis McDonald, and Tim L. Brown. Well, there's Brian Angel. He was our winner of our previous race, 12.774. Still over 2/10 of a difference between our fastest driver, though. And that is somewhat unheard of in the Knuckleheadz iRacing League sort of situation, qualifying, and not times generally quite close. We can see there are a few times very close, 12.774, 798, even 827's close, 878. Then you've got down below there 13.042 and 13.092, 13.257, 13.262, 13.365, 396. So one-on-one battles generally quite close, but Tom Land over 2/10 of a second lead. And in racing, that is a lot of time and distance. That is going to translate well to that heat race. Dawson Potter, thanks to the like, brother. 4th quickest out there tonight, 12.827. Good luck, brother. All right, qualifying is done. Let's get over to our first grid. Get our leaderboard set up as well. The first grid is going to be Tom Land and Dawson Potter on that front row. Wayne Bridges and Henry Roslowski on that second row. Doug Norton will be back there in that midget on that third car. Dawson can't catch a break in the last race. My computer froze when I was running third. I wondered what happened to you. I just saw that you were out, and then a couple of laps later, you did come back. So I was like, oh, okay, he's back. Internet issues I thought was going to be the concern, but no, computer freezing. Don't worry, mate. I've been having my own issues with this computer. Today's the first day I haven't had the issue, and I didn't bother closing the program that normally causes the issue. So, very brave broadcast today. All right, 3 lots of heat races still to come. One more feature race. Huset Speedway is the host. Midgets are the car. Knuckleheadz iRacing League is the league, of course, and the division is the Grassroots Racing Series. We're in night 2 of week 8 of 11 weeks of racing. 3 nights a week. It is a mammoth mixed car competition. One champion that will come out of it at the end. Who's it going to be? Mike Manise, current points leader. Travis McDonald, currently second. Brian Angel, third. John Bennett, fourth. That is the championship points. In regards to the heat, Tom Land, our race leader. Dawson Potter, second. Wayne Bridges, currently third. Doug Norton, fourth. Henry Roslowski is currently fifth. Let's hope Dawson's computer can hold on. All right, white flag lap coming into 3 and 4 for that last time. Tom Land, our race leader, very fast in these open wheel beasts. There he is. There we get to him just after the checkered flag. Looks like Dawson Potter and Wayne Bridges coming in just behind him. There's Dawson. As we get our official results on the screen, Henry Roslowski is going to finish in 5th. Mo Digging Mafia's Doug Norton in 4th. Wayne Bridges 3rd. KHR's very own Dawson Potter in 2nd. But Tom Land will take out the Heat 1 win and get the feature start here tonight in our pole position. Sorry, the pole position start in our feature race. I'll get it in the right order in a moment. All right, the grid for our second heat is going to be Brian Angel, our last race winner, alongside Travis McDonald, who's second in championship points. Josh Roberts and Mike Davis back there behind him. And Tim L. Brown has shown up like he promised. Welcome, Tim. Good luck out there, brother. Right, one more time around the track. We're going to get this one underway. This is the second grouping of heat races here tonight. Our first lot was in the mini stocks over at Lernerville Speedway. Now we're here at Huset Speedway with the Midgets. Heat 2, one more heat to go before we get to our feature main event. Travis McDonald, our race leader. Brian Angel back there in 2nd. Josh Roberts currently 3rd. Mike Davis, Tim L. Brown 4th and 5th. Oof, Brian up into the wall a little bit there. That may affect momentum slightly. We'll have to see how Josh Roberts handles this. Doesn't look like it's caused too much in the way of concern. Certainly no 1-2 quick time so far out there on that last lap. Oh, there's a 12.909. Brian Angel getting that thing moving. Got a 12.941 from Travis McDonald though. White flag lap. Let's get up to our race leader. As he gets the checkered flag, gets the complimentary high five from Josh Roberts and Brian Angel's Midgets there. There we go. Tim L. Brown finishing in 5th. Mo Digging Mafia's Mike Davis in 4th. Josh Roberts from J&J Motorsports in 3rd. 2nd was Yoda Outlaws driver Brian Angel. But Travis McDonald will line up on that front row. Outside pole position with that Heat 2 win. All right, last grid for the night. Ken McLean and Mike Moniz are going to be on that front row. Matthew Land and Brent Vanderwood 2nd. 4 cars in this Heat 3 battle. go, and racing. Looks like the 75 Kent McLean, he got a little tap from the rear from Mike Manise, but it wasn't anything disruptive. He's been able to keep it up to speed. Brett Vanderwood, Matthew Land back there in third and fourth. KP Plumbing Services Midget off to a great start, the 75. 30 of Mike Manise back there behind him with the 8 of Brent Vanderwood and the 091 Matthew Land. A car feature field is just about determined. Only 2 more laps will remain once they come out of 3 and 4 here. Ken McLean looking at to start inside pole position, second row back from the start. Mike Manise, of course, our points leader, so we'll go to the rear of field on his grid start. It's a very quick minute 22, a heat race there, 6 laps done and dusted. That is our heat races for the night, done and dusted as well. Let's get to those official results. Matthew Land. I saw Brett Vanderwood just got the wood part. Matthew Land in 4th place. 3rd is Yoda Outlaws driver Brett Vanderwood. Mike Manise from Team Southern Sim Racing in 2nd, but our winner of Heat 3, Kent McLean, representing BAM Motorsports. Let's get our feature grid up for our midget race here at Huset Speedway. Tom Land and Travis McDonald going to be on that front row. Second row is going to be Kent McLean and Dawson Potter. Brian Angel and Mike Manise on that 3rd row. 4th row is going to be Wayne Bridges. Josh Roberts, 5th row. Brett Vanderwood and Douglas Norton. Mike Davis and Matthew Lander on that. Wait, did I say Travis McDonald? Is Travis McDonald? Go back. It won't be Travis McDonald. Sorry, Mike Manise is on the rear of field. So Travis McDonald, Tom Land, front row, Kent McLean, Dawson Potter, 2nd row. Brian Angels, Josh Roberts, 3rd row. Wayne Bridges and Doug Norton, 4th row. 5th row, Brett Vanderwood, Matthew Land. 6th row will be Mike Davis. And just as soon as we get this to... Oh, that's results, Bob. Scroll down for me. There we go. Mike Davis, Tim L. Brown, Henry Roslowski, and Mike Manise on that 7th and final row. I think I got it spat out then. 35 laps, Huset Speedway. All right, 35 laps. Oh, there's been a crash. Are they going to keep it green there? I think they might, actually. Nope, someone has hit that wall. That looks like it was Dawson Potter. Let's have a look and see what happened there. There he is there, the white and orange Steel 44 machine. Just set and just got into the other stuff. It did not stick and sent him straight into that wall. So Mike Manise might have crashed in that as well independently, as he is in the pits as well. All right, off we go. Lap 5 of 35, back underway. Travis McDonald, Tom Land up the front, Ken McLean, Brian Angel, Josh Roberts, Wayne Bridges, Brett Vanderwood, Doug Norton, Matthew Land, Tim L, Brown, Henry Roslowski, Dawson Potter, Mike Davis. Looks like there might have been... Nope, just the way the leaderboard is rolling. I thought there might have been a crash there that we didn't see. Tom Land, our race leader, though. There's Ken McLean in second with Travis McDonald just right there beside him. Brian Angel, Josh Roberts, the 5. Caution has come out. Looks like the 79, Henry Roslowski. Off the cams, off field though. Off camera. All right, sorry about the dead air there. Just had to step away briefly for a moment as we get this one double wide lined up. Tom Land and Kent McLean on the front row. Brian Angel, Travis McDonald second. Josh Robertson, Wayne Bridges third row. Matthew Land and Doug Norton on that fourth row. Dawson Potter and Brett Vanderwood on the fifth row. Sixth row is going to be Mike Manise and Tim Brown on that seventh. And final row by himself, Mike Davis. Oh, Tom Land on the infield berm there. Excuse me. Yeah, when those front wheels leaving the ground is like that, it does make it difficult to get that forward traction, get it going in the direction you want it to go in. There's Josh Roberts there, the top 5, just behind him outside that top 5. Doug Norton. Looks like Wayne Bridges up into the wall. That's going to bring out our latest caution, lap 10. As we reset and regroup, looks like Brian Angel also caught in that one. Matthew Land possibly as well. Just sit a little bit high on entry. You do drift up the track a bit. That wall proving to be a bit difficult. It looks like, yeah, it came down into Matthew Land, the 091, who got into, it looked like the 8, which is Brent Vanderwood. Unfortunately getting caught up in that. Cars still remain. Henry Roslowski back out on the track. 3 laps down, 10 laps into the 35-lap feature race. Off we go and racing yet again. Oh, the two lead cars, the 91, the 75, they are getting caught up. Oh, that's going to accordion back through the track a little bit. Hopefully they'll keep it green and straight. It won't affect. No, I definitely saw a car turn around there. There's a couple of cars that have come to a stop. Doug Norton and the 7, I believe, of Brian Angel. As we record our, let's have a quick count here. 1, 2, 3, fourth yellow flag. This one, not so bad, but a bit tricky, these sprint cars, because if they do come into contact, it is very difficult, as you can see, to save them. All right, there we go. Got all that sorted back again. Oh, so the 52 still in the pits. Henry Roslowski may be able to jump up a position depending on Doug Norton's situation here. As the pace cars looking to leave the track, we're going to get this race back underway. Lap 13 of 35 will be our next lap. This is the Knuckleheadz iRacing League's Grassroots Racing Series. Midgets here at Huset Speedway. Brandon? I think we're in Brandon, USA. I believe we're in Brandon, USA. Don't have my notes in front of me. Off we go, and racing. Kent McLean, our new race leader off of this restart. Tom Ladd back there in second. Mike Moniz is going to be third. Dawson Potter, Josh Roberts fourth and fifth. Mike Davis, Tim L. Brown, Brent Vanderwood, Travis McDonald, Matthew Land 6 to 10. Brian Angel, Wayne Bridges, Doug Norton, Henry Roslowski is the 11 to 14. Josh Roberts, the 42, just behind that 44, fifth and a fourth place. They can see the podium boys ahead of them as another caution has come out. Looks like 52, Doug Norton, still having some difficulties with that midget. Currently lap 17 of 35, almost the halfway mark of this 35 lap feature race. Boys currently lined up single file. Looks like that is Doug Norton getting a wave around. So unless we see Henry Roslowski as well, the 79, which I think might be a bit late for him now. Doug Norton's getting himself back on that lead lap. All right, two wide lineups. So it's going to be Ken McLean and Tom Land on that front row. Mike Moniz and Dawson Potter got the second row. Third row is going to be Josh Roberts versus Mike Davis. Fourth row, Tim L. Brown and Brent Vanderwood. Travis McDonald and Brian Angel on that fifth row. Sixth row is going to be Wayne Bridges and Matthew Land. Doug Norton and Henry Roslowski on that seventh and final row for our latest restart. Pace trucks leaving the track. Off we go, green flag, side by side start here as we come through 1 and 2 down that back stretch. So they all sort of start to blend into those gaps, 1 and 2, and up the front there, of course. I don't know where I was going to say there. I was trying to say that, like, so the outside and the inside line sort of merged nicely, like it was 1 in, 1 out type of situation, if you're familiar with that phrase when it comes to merging or letting people out of an intersection. You let one in and then you go out. They let one in, they go out. And it just keeps things moving. Lap 19 of 35. Kepi Plumbing Services 75 off to a great start. Tom Land really trying to rewind him in though. As we jump back to Tim L. Brown and his pack. That is the 7th, 8th and 9th, 10th cars there. On our screens, 11th even. I think we had Wayne Bridges. Yeah, Wayne Bridges is back there as well to make that a 5-car pack. Travis McDonald really getting that race car rolling. 13.295. Making his way down town, walking out fast. Can't remember the rest of the lyrics. That's as far as I'm going to get with that joke. Oh, there has been a crash. Looks like the 30 and the 91. Tom Land and Mark Moniz, our points leader. Telemetry hasn't gone too crazy just yet, so we might actually be able to go back to this one. There we go. There is, in fact, Mike Moniz there. See Tom Land right up in the wall there. Do we need to get back a little bit? Yeah, there's Tom Land. So he's going to set a bit high, which is going to drag him through that other crappy stuff into the wall. He's going to come off the wall down into Mike Moniz, unfortunately. Looks like Dawson, I think that was just missing that pack. Fourth lap of 35, still 12 laps to come under green flag conditions before we get to the checkered. Wonder if this will be single file. No, it will not be. It will be double wide. McLean and Dawson Potter front row. Josh Roberts, Mike Davis second. Third row is Travis McDonald, Brian Angel. Fourth row is going to be Tim L. Brown and Wayne Bridges. Fifth row will be Brent Vanderwood and Doug Norton. Mike Moniz and Tom Land are 6th row in this restart. 7th row will be Matthew Land and Henry Roslowski. Pace truck leaving the track. Boys midway through 3 and 4. They will start anytime Ken McLean chooses. Off we go, that inside run. Josh Roberts looks like he's trying to emulate Kent's run a little bit there. Is Dawson Potter going to be able to hold second? We'll have to wait and see. McDonald's got himself up into 4th though. Brian Angel 5th. Three wide there. That looked like Tom Land, I think. Brad Vanderwood, maybe Tim L. Brown. Wayne Bridges, possibly. I'm not sure. Oh, big contact there between, I believe, the 91 and the 091. That is father and son there. Matthew and Tom Land. I believe Matthew got the least of that one. He was the one that was able to roll off. Tom Land, not so quick. Pardon me.
What's going on? I broke my leg
shit,
coming off
shit.
my bike.
Fuck
I'm in
off.
hospital at the moment.
Shut up. Why did that start playing? Sorry, it's an ad thingy on a page. I was scrolling for a second while we're waiting for the caution to reset. All right, Pace Truck has left the track. It is going to be a single file restart with Ken McLean, Dawson Potter, Josh Roberts, Travis McDonald, Brian Angel, the 5, Mike Davis, Wayne Bridges, Mike Mears, Tim L. Brown, Brant Vanderwood, the 10, Doug Norton, Matthew Lamb, Tom Landon, Henry Roslowski, the 11 to 14. As lap 28 of 35 gets started, we're very close to just a handful of laps remaining. We wind down our second of 2 feature races here today. One more to come tomorrow morning, Australian, tomorrow night, US. With the dirt street stocks, I believe. Another caution has come out. Oh, it looks like, look out, there's a bit of a crash under caution there. Mike Davis and I think the 7 of Brian Angel. Not sure what happened there. All right, I wager this will be our second single file restart. So 14 of the longest line of cars in a single file configuration. Looks like the 429 of Tim Brown. He's in the pits. That was Matthew Land turned around somehow there as well. Oh, here we go. The old Twitch bots. Great name though, Low Level Electrician. Where's the ban button? There it is there. All right, 32 of 35. 4 laps remain when we get this one going. Oh no, 31. 5 laps. 5 to go. Jamel Brown in the pits. Henry Roslowski 3 laps down, so there is enough laps for him to get that 13th spot. Try and maximise his possible finishing position. And see how he goes. A little bit of an accordion start there. Oh, nope, there has been contact. Brian Angel did not get that takeoff he wanted and was shunted from behind. You're going as fast as the car in front of you, folks. Can't go until that one goes. It's 4:29. Tim L. Brown getting himself back on the lead lap. Brian Angel in the pits, so he's in 13th. Tim L. Brown will move himself up to 12th. Henry Roslowski, for whatever reason, not taking any wave rounds, staying those 3 laps down out of the competition. With the wave round though, Tim L. Brown will line up behind Henry there on the grid. We'll be chasing the 99 who's in front of Henry. All right, potentially our final restart of the night. It is going to be Ken McLean, Dawson Potter, Travis McDonald, Josh Roberts, Wayne Bridges. That's the top 5 restarters. The top 10 is Mike Moniz, Brent Vanderwood, Doug Norton, Tom Land, Matthew Land. Then our 11 to 14 is going to be Mike Davis, Tim L. Brown. Brian Angel's in 13th, but currently in the pits. There are enough laps for Henry Roslowski to race his way back into 14th if he doesn't get back out. And we are away. 4 laps remain. Looks like Brian Angel out of the pits. Henry Roslowski will be resigned at 14th place regardless. Not enough laps for him to get him back in any circumstance now. Coming around, we're going to get our green white flag lap. This is going to be the last lap. No cautions. KP Plumbing Services 75 machine is going to run this one home into 3 and 4 for that last time. There's the lapped traffic of Brian Angel up ahead. Not going to be a concern as he gets the checkered flag. Spins out across the finish line. Dawson Potter with a 2nd place though. Points, second in points. Travis McDonald comes 3rd. We'll get those official results on our screen momentarily as Tom Land and the boys all come through. What a finish. All right, here's our official results. Henry Roslowski finishing in 14th. Tim L. Brown 13th. Tom Land finished in at 12th. Yoda Outlaws Brian Angel, winner of the previous race, in 11th. Mo Digging Mafia's Mike Davis. Mad Dog in 10th. 9th was Matthew Land, and 8th Doug Norton, also with Mo Digging Mafia. Yoda Outlaws driver Brent Vanderwood in 7th. Wayne Bridges finished 6th. We've got our top 5. Team Southern Sim Racing's Mike Moniz in 5th. Josh Roberts from J&J Motorsports in 4th. Travis McDonald, our 2nd in points leader. Sorry, Team Southern Sim Racing's 5th place. Mike Moniz in our points lead coming into this week's racing. Travis McDonald 2nd in points for 3rd. KHR's very own Dawson Potter getting it said and done in 2nd place. But Kent McLean, BAM Motorsports, picking up yet another victory here today this week. And winning it for BAM Motorsports. I think I already said BAM Motorsports maybe 2 times in that lead in. So you didn't edit that other time there, Bob. All right, let's get into the Discord, have a chat with Mr. Kent McLean. All right, congratulations, Kent. Started back, I think you won, it was Heat 3 that you won. Started back there in 3rd spot. Few cautions throughout the race, but the midgets, you can't really door drive them, bump and bash. They do get a bit loose. Those open wheels can be a bit crazy. So we saw a little bit of that early on, and midway through the race, a couple of drivers making their way up the field, going back down the field because of that, and some drivers not having some luck from it. What was the order of the day with the midgets here? Were you able to race your line? Was the track sort of more in control of what you did?
No, I was able to run my line, which I run the bottom a lot, and I love these cars. So if you could stay out of the throttle and not get too out of whack, getting back on it, coming out of the corner, then you were pretty good. Toward the end of the race, the bottom, you really had to creep the bottom to not keep from getting off in that slick and killing your momentum.
Yeah, and that definitely looked like a lot of the guys that were sort of relying on that low line being available, and then obviously once it becomes a little bit trickier, that does separate some of the drivers, throttle control. Definitely not a skill that I've picked up fully yet either, so I can feel that pain. But Tom Land, I think, not necessarily that the issue, but he was definitely sort of a victim to that. In that once he sort of fell down that field, found it a little bit hard to keep that, like kept the car fast, but just found it hard to sort of work his way up the field. Would get his sort of way into the mid ground, and he seemed to be one of the main competitors here tonight, but then would just wrong place, wrong time, and fall back down. But points leaders, Mike Manise and Travis McDonald, 5th and 3rd in this race. So obviously they'll be keeping that points lead alive. But you've managed to sneak yourself into the 10 with a bit of consistency and a good start in the racing week yesterday. Where are you? I think I saw you're 11th, sorry, just outside the 10, but barely just out by on the points. Brett
I
Vanderwood,
think
Richard
John.
Jackson, and
I think I'm ninth now. John updated the points, I believe.
oh, I've clicked on the wrong one. I'm an idiot. Yes, you are. Because I thought, no, I did look and you were in the 10, and I think it was like 120. And then, yeah, there's 125, 127 were the other boys. Obviously, that top three, top four, a little bit out of grabs right now. But, geez, with the way the top fives, the top tens have been running, um, some of you guys in that top 10, I would not discredit coming up. I mean, as I say, it's five race competition weekly. We've still got 4 weeks. Sorry, 3 weeks of racing. So still got 16 races to come. And the way that leaderboard was, if we go back and actually we can. I remember when I was sort of a bit concerned back around week 5, week 4. We're about a month or so in, and John was quite dominant. Yeah, he was on 120 points to 101. Mike Manise, Brian Angel, Travis McDonald, Chris Standridge back there. Yourself.
I think I had like 50.
Yeah, it's just amazing how, and then like as for as much points as John Bennett sort of accrued and was able to accrue, that gap just unfortunately not been available on and off over the last sort of couple of weeks, 3 weeks, and we've seen that gap. Manise and Travis move their way up. Some of you boys coming from behind those. It's really a 40 or 50 point game, which, as we know, that can turn around in a week, in a racing week, given a bad run for the top guys and a good run for the guys that get the opportunities. Because, like I said to Brian earlier, that's one thing is that, and yourself, Dawson, no more better examples that if you get that opportunity, that restart or that advantage from a caution, a lot of you just run with it. You do not let it, to quote Eminem, you don't let it slip. And you run. Like Dawson held Travis off beautifully. I don't know if he had enough speed really to race you down and catch you. I think you were the man of the night once we got it going. But
Well,
he was
he gave a run for his money on the I think 2 cautions.
He actually
In
had
the
a quicker.
last
Oh
bit.
no, I was going to say I thought he actually had a quicker lap than you, but no, I was looking at the point 0.8 and the 0.26. It was 12.8 to 13.26, but Travis 13.08, 13.06, I think was Josh Roberts. So yeah, Dawson definitely up there in the speed. And that's late in the race. I think his last lap. What was it? It was 13.52 for you, 13.75 for him. So yeah, 2/10, really nothing in it.
Yeah, but before I think the last caution come out, we had some green flag laps,
Yep.
and he was hanging with me, and I'm like, did the top come back in? So I was like, and then once the caution hit, I was like, whew, thank goodness it started single file, and I caught him sleeping a couple times, so that was my last ditch effort of trying to pull away from him because
Yep.
he was getting quicker, especially up on that top, and I'm gonna do my damnedest to try to stay on the bottom and because shorter way around the track
Yeah.
quicker, but most of the time. But yeah, it definitely paid off. But I hats off to him because he's been having computer issues like crazy, and it's good to see him finally able to capitalize on a good run
Well,
and his
yeah,
computer not crash. So
showing what he can do with those opportunities because yeah, he was running third in that mini stock
in the
Lernerville
yeah,
race and was looking quite strong yet again. As I say, he's another one that's really when we talk about this sort of being not a developmental league, but it's sort of be a league where people learn and grow from it. It's not winning comes from the growth and the getting better, not from at all cost type of thing. I've sort of stopped singling him out because it's sort of it has. He's gone from being the rookie underdog to just a consistently good driver who's in the count when it matters, and he's got it. He has league wins. I think he has his first win was in a pop up, one of the not surprise, but pop up sort of off season races. But he has also got it done. He's getting podiums in league races now consistently. He's one to watch. It's got to feel. It's got to be as a driver. You got to sort of think to yourself, oh man, I liked it when you know I had maybe 4 or 5 drivers I had to worry about instead of 6 to 8 now. But at the same time, you've got to be pretty proud to know that the boys are coming along the way they're coming along.
Oh, it is. It's awesome. I mean, and every time we race, somebody gets faster, and it just it helps me. I mean, because and a lot of the guys, because you push harder to and obviously try to race clean, but the competitiveness, it makes you want to get faster or and do better. But yeah, I mean, a lot of it is consistency. If you can run consistent laps, or as Josh would say, just flat out lucky. I mean, you're gonna be, I mean, you'll be top three,
Yeah,
every night as long as you're consistent, stay out of the wrecks, and but yeah, it's definitely this league has definitely grown, and I mean, the past couple nights, well, we've had what like 16, 17 cars,
yeah,
so and that's awesome. So, 'cause I remember I don't know, last season maybe there was a few series that we were down to what, like I think 7 to 10 cars in
7 to 10. Yep,
certain
like a
yeah
12 car count was a good car count in some of those competitions. Just Cody, the current the current and eventual points
yeah
champion in that one. Sort of there was I think it was the late models was the main one that sort of affected. But no, look, I mean, you could look at the leaderboard now. And in some leagues, yeah, you would have guys that would sort of look and they go, look, I'm not in the points chase. It's pretty close up the front. I'm going to bow out so I don't affect it. But no, I love that. It's almost, you know, if you can do it, come
well
and make them spread the points. Like what I said to Josh when he got the win yesterday, it was make them spread the points out. Race when you can race, and that's an
yeah
extra set of points that those guys aren't able to fight over, and it just makes for a much more exciting competition. And if you're consistent enough, like some of these guys have been, you're gonna find yourself in the chase when it's said and done. And it's something like you're not sort of you haven't come in going, okay, I need to do well. I haven't done as well as I thought I'm doing. I'm not going to challenge this championship. You just find out that you get to that once we get to sort of week 10 coming into that final week 11. um I imagine the top 5 is going to be challenging at minimum for this championship.
yeah oh for sure and like with this series all the admins did a great job, and John, and that's it got everybody out of their comfort zone, and gets everybody to race the cars they're not familiar with. So when we go to do the full blown season, I think we'll have a lot more, better car count. Guys will be a lot more comfortable in the cars, and tracks. Uh,
Exactly. And whether it's
so
the same car, whether it's a sprint car or a modified, getting them out of the comfort zone, it's just this sort of division shows you that a lot of the cars have similar traits. There might be 1 or 2 of them that you compare to another car that you are fine with, but the moment you make that correlation, the moment you can relate that one car to another and sort of go, oh, okay, the midget's kind of like a mod. You just keep them as straight as you can through the turns, and suddenly, oh, okay, this is doing this now, and you're sort of confident to jump in a newer car and try it because you've had so much experience racing cars. You don't normally race midgets, Pro True Lights, ARCA cars on dirt, those sorts of things. It just opens your mind to looking at different things, and then it also, I'm sure there's plenty of drivers that have gone because of that. It's made me realize this, and this, and it's that's what's made them step up. So no, it's an awesome competition. Love it. Um, it is. It is. I thought the Run What You Brung series was going to be my favorite series type of build because of the way that it's designed. But no, grassroots. It is. It's just you can tell some of the guys. You can sort of without saying names because we won't pick on you, but you can tell who's picked what combo and track in some cases because they're sadists. And then you can sort of see some of those other options where it's like it's a weird combo, but it just works. The Pro True Lights
Yeah.
at Chili Bowl. That was our opening round. In Enduro with Pro True Lights at Chili Bowl. And it was just a funny race. It was just hectic mayhem. And it just allowed you to shake off any nerves that you might have come in with in terms of this weirdly, oddly shaped competition. But now we've got the final third of this one to go now. So one more race tomorrow. I believe it's Street Stocks, if I'm not mistaken, if I can get my schedule correct, at Volusia. Yeah. So a somewhat tame, after we say all of that, we build all of that, a somewhat tame regular combo to finish up the eighth racing week. So yeah, look, I think no one's really going to have a stranglehold. Street Stocks is the one competition that everyone is familiar with here at Knuckleheadz. So it's going to be very interesting to see who wins that one. Best of luck with it, though, man. I'm sure you'll be in with a shot. So we'll have you in the booth at any time we can. Best of luck with that run to the top 5 that I'm sure you're going to be able to make in this championship. And before we let you go, friends, family, sponsors, who do you have to give a shout out for making all this possible?
The wife and kids, KP Plumbing Services, you, Bob, all the guys at Knuckleheadz, and all the admins, KHR. It's we couldn't do it without everybody. John, my teammate, Bam Motorsports. Hopefully we can get Josh and be the three amigos. So rope him in.
Get that J&J Motorsports off the vehicle and get the BAM one on there. Yep. Well,
So,
he's indicated he's going to be back a bit more regular, so that would definitely be a good grab. And look, we're starting to build a few different teams. Mo Digging Mafia is getting some members. Yoda Outlaws. Who knows? We could see some team
yeah,
representation coming up in the
I'm
future.
definitely glad to see him back. I'm ready to battle it out in the street stocks with him again because we've had some awesome battles in the past. So
Most certainly
I
have.
can't
Yeah.
wait.
The Roberts Electrical Street Stocks. I don't think will be. I don't think that series will ever change in name. So I think it's safe to refer to it as that one. But yeah, it's what I've considered the premier competition. It's the most sought after title. It's the most fiercely fought battles, and it's great because the Street Stocks. It's sort of it's available to everyone. Everyone really can drive a street stock. Some might think they're a little bit slower, but they are quite available to everyone, and you can bang them, bash them a bit more as well. So they are a bit more excitingly fun competition. So no, I'm very much as much as I love the grassroots racing series, I'm very much looking forward to the return of the Roberts Electrical Dirt Street Stocks. Look, I have no say in the competition and the times and stuff, but that race has to be on Tuesday nights by itself as a main event. No. But no, awesome, man. Look, congratulations yet again. It's been some fierce racing this week. One more race to go. Let's see if you can get a third race on the board for yourself. But if not, look, we'll talk to you soon. But we'll have you on our screens tomorrow night. We'll go from there.
Thanks, Bob.
Thank you, brother. Have a good night.
You too.
Right, that was Kent McLean, our winner here in our night 2, week 8 round of the Grassroots Racing Series. We started off with the mini street stocks at the Lernerville Speedway, Barberville, USA. This was the Dirt Midgets at Huset Speedway, Brandon, USA, if I'm not mistaken. All right, tomorrow morning, Australian, tomorrow night, American, Tuesday night, American, Wednesday morning, Australian. As you heard there, the Dirt Street Stocks of Volusia Speedway, the final racing round of the 8th week of the Grassroots Racing Series of the Knuckleheadz iRacing League, exclusively on Mud Mule TV, courtesy of BobbethTV, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. And I don't know, I think I might bring Kick into it tomorrow, so we'll see how we go with that and go from there. Thank you so much for watching. Big shout outs to everyone that was in the chat. It looks like it's refreshed, and I've lost a lot of them. I know Griff was there. Thank you, Griff. Chad, Tim Brown, Dawson Potter, as well as Ryan Nesbitt, Demetrius Pride, Thomas Dennis, Kelly McKellen, Mike Moniz, Josh Roberts, Tim L. Brown again, Paul Fallon, and Dawson Potter for the likes, shares, and follows. Thank you for the support, guys and girls. I do a bit of variety Twitch streaming, gaming-wise as well. So follow Twitch and possibly Kick for those two for the other extracurricular stuff. And coming end of June, we've got the return of the 420 Aussie Racing League's V8 Supercars Gen 3, as well as Gen 2 Wednesdays and Sunday nights. And coming soon Thursday nights, Thursday morning Australian, Wednesday night Americans is the KMKZ presented championship. Sorry, they've changed the name from what I remember them as. I'm just trying to find them again to remember what we're called. But that is coming soon. I believe that is a late model dirt competition. So look forward to seeing that coming soon. All right. Thank you so much for watching, guys and girls. Love you all. See you tomorrow night. You know the drill.